All right, I'm here in the mountains. Here's what happens if you take a $350 bike downhill mountain biking. This is a Diamondback Axis hardtail mountain bike made of aircraft grade aluminum that costs $350 at Dick's Sporting Goods. See the video description for a link to a complete review of this bike. We are at Snow Summit in Big Bear, California.
As you can see, a $350 mountain bike goes up the mountain just as fast as a $7,000 mountain bike.
Well, as you can see, the trails are pretty fast and pretty rugged. And if you go off the trail, you might get lost in the woods, and who knows what's out in the woods that might get you.
But you don't know what's in these woods. They could be full of fucking grizzly whores or stupid drunk lumbercock suckers for all you know.
Oh, my friend's dead. Oh, my friend's dead.
All my friends are dead.
This bike is actually pretty decent going down smooth trails at a high rate of speed. I was really having a lot of fun with it on this blue intermediate trail, going through the trees, zipping around without a lot of rocks and bumps. The fact is, when you pay $350, whoa, uphill mountain bikers, what the hell is wrong with these people? Anyway, what you get when you pay $350 for a mountain bike is something that looks like a mountain bike but is not perhaps actually a mountain bike. In this case, Diamondback did a good job of making a bike that can handle some punishment, but the front shocks can't be called shocks because there is no shock absorption. They are just springs and tubes. There's no damping that you can change with the flip of a switch or pumping air into it. So all you can do is crank up the preload. So if you're an old fat guy like I am,
you're looking at my gut? No. Yes, you were.
They're bottoming out, and you have to crank them up and crank them up and crank them up, and they're still bottoming out. But the fact is, you know, what do you want for $350? It was a pretty good ride anyway, coming down these hills. As long as there weren't a lot of harsh bumps or giant jumps, we were fine. It was a whole lot of fun.
He fell down. He fell down, but he got right back up. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Fall down. Get back up again. Oh, beautiful, eh?
Yeah, north of you.
North of you. Oh, forest fire. Oh my. Whew. All right, you all right?
Oh yeah, perfectly fine.
All right.
Just embarrassed.
Oh yeah, good. You landed on your head. You are here. They got burgers too.
I need a cheeseburger.
What's that got to do with that?
I need a store-bought cheeseburger.
They got lots of liquor drinks.
It's a dirty, sassy liquor. Oh, so sassy.
This bike is actually a great lot of fun on relatively smooth slopes and tight corners, as long as there's not a lot of rocks in your way to bounce off of. It's a lot of fun when it's smooth. If you start hitting some big rocks, it really is giving a workout to your wrists and shoulders and everything else. The fact is, if your bike doesn't have a shock absorber in the back, you are the shock absorber in the back. And if you're old, there's not enough liquor or cheeseburgers you can consume to deaden the shock that impacts your body when you are ripping down a trail on this particular mountain bike. So I think the moral of the story is, if you really want to go downhill hard, and especially if you want to get airborne, you got to go with something that's got front and rear suspension. I am sure that this Diamondback Axis mountain bike could take a hell of a beating and could probably rip down a black diamond slope under the expert control of somebody who's under the age of 30. However, I do not possess those credentials. So I did do you all the favor of taking it down the hill as fast as I possibly could, and in fact also ripping to the bottom of the slope, trying to get an inner tube to my son who had a flat tire, and in the process I showed you that this does in fact crash test quite well.
Oh! Fuck! Oh! So that one hurt. Oh! Too bloody right. Woo! Alright, so here's your crash test. The bike's fine. Not sure about the rider. Woo! Good times. So after a day on the mountain, I have concluded that the bike can handle it, but perhaps I can't. Took a real good beating, and everything is still a-okay. We didn't do any black diamonds on it. My son wouldn't, and I couldn't. So it's good on intermediates, it's good on greens, and it goes real good, and it can take a beating better than I can. So we have learned that if you have a little more budget, my son bought this bike for 800 bucks, and it is spectacular down the trail. He was running black diamonds all day. He just wouldn't take a run on my bike to find out how much worse it is.
Diamondback Recoil Comp.